You're welcome to the Economy and Politics Conversation. I'm Ottoabasi Abasiekong. And in this edition, we reflect on 27 years of Nigeria's democracy, big wins, setbacks, and opportunities for growth. Last week, Friday, June 12th, Nigeria marked another Democracy Day, 27 years of uninterrupted democratic rule since 1999. It is a milestone that warrants both celebration and honest reflection. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu addressed the nation, highlighting his administration's reform agenda and calling for unity. Today on this edition, we go further, taking a comprehensive look at the journey, the big wins that has reshaped our country, the setbacks that have held us back, and critically, the opportunities that lie ahead. Let's begin with the banking industry, which has undergone a remarkable transformation. 2 recapitalization exercises in 2004 to 2005 and again in 2024 to 2026 have fortified the industry. The most recent exercise saw banks collectively raise over 4.65 trillion naira. Today, 26 banks operate in the space, with leading institutions holding total assets exceeding 50 trillion naira. The industry has become an engine of technology, human capital, and Africa-wide expansion. Next is the pension industry. Since its landmark reform in 2004, Nigeria's pension industry has grown to total assets of over 30 trillion naira. The sector is now entering its pension reform 2.0, aimed at unlocking this pool of savings as sustainable financing for national development and broadening pension coverage across the country. Next is the capital market. This is quite interesting because it has moved from the analog trading to a fully digital real-time architecture. The recent achievement of a T+1 settlement on the floor of the Nigeria Exchange is a global standard milestone. The Nigeria Exchange market capitalization has surpassed 450 trillion naira, crossing the symbolic $1 trillion trade mark. Beyond the NGX, we have seen new exchanges emerge: the FMDQ, NASD, the FX Commodities Exchange, and the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, alongside the Nigeria's Commodities Exchange, reshaping the financial landscape. Under the Petroleum Industry Act signed during this democratic dispensation, the upstream, midstream, and downstream segments of the industry have seen investments. The crown jewel is the Dangote Petrochemical Complex, home to one of the world's largest single-train refineries, now producing at 700,000 barrels per day capacity. Additional investments are on the horizon, like the Boa Petroleum Refinery, targeting 200,000 barrels per day. Walter Smith is already upstream, carrying out its network of modular refineries alongside others. As of May 2026, Nigeria's oil production reached 11-month high, combined crude and condensate output averaging 1.7 million barrels per day. The telecommunications. The liberalisation of the Nigeria's telecom sector in 2001 has generated over $75 billion in investments, building a robust information and communication technology ecosystem. Today, we see major players like Globalcom, MTN, and Airtel leading the charge in expanding digital broadband infrastructure, connecting millions across the country. Under this current administration, macroeconomic reforms across forex, monetary, and cost-reflective areas have reduced financial costs and enabled listed telco corporations to return to profitability. Now in the fintech industry, Nigeria has produced 5 fintech unicorns, transforming the economy and the financial landscape. The sector has transformed our payments landscape, spawned a rich ecosystem spanning health tech, reg tech, insurtech, and edutech. Nigeria is increasingly recognized as Africa's fintech capital, attracting significant investments. Let's go on to the creative industry, and this is an interesting chapter in our democratic dispensation. From Nollywood, Afrobeats, comedy, fashion, arts, and even the media, Nigeria's creative economy has placed the country firmly on the global cultural map, generating revenue, creating jobs, and projecting soft power in ways few anticipated 2 decades ago. From the big wins, we now go to the setbacks, where Nigeria has fallen short in several indicators or segments or sectors. A clear-eyed assessment of 27 years must also confront the unfinished business. On that note, what are the areas where the promise of democracy has yet to be fully delivered? First and most pressing is insecurity. Banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, and cybercrimes have escalated to levels that threaten lives, disrupt livelihoods, and deter investments. Insecurity has become a structural brake on Nigeria's development. In the power sector, despite years of reform, especially the Electricity Act 2025, Nigeria's electricity sector remains the single greatest drag on economic productivity. An unreliable power supply has stunted Nigeria's industrialization dream, MSME growth, elevated business costs, and left millions off the grid. This remains arguably democracy's most glaring undelivered promise. For agriculture and food security, Nigeria has not fully harnessed the potential of its agricultural sector. Food security remains fragile, rural poverty is endemic, and the opportunity to create mass employment through agriculture has been repeatedly squandered through inconsistent policy and chronic underinvestment. Then we go to electoral credibility. Nigeria's electoral system has not delivered the seamless, transparent, technology-enabled process that democracy demands since 1999. Persistent questions about credibility at the federal, state, and local government levels continue to erode public trust in the democratic process itself. For state-owned enterprises and assets, this is the country's inability to unlock value from its state-owned enterprises and assets. Compared with countries like Saudi Arabia, Norway, Brazil, and India, through the capital markets and a credible investment deal book and deal room. The informal sector. Nigeria's large undercaptured informal sector, which requires formalization and improved access to finance to enable small businesses to scale and contribute more effectively to economic growth, has not been harnessed. This is significant because the sector accounts for over 90% of employment in the country. However, the extent to which these activities are captured in Nigeria's gross domestic product and broader economic statistics remains a critical concern. Let's go on to healthcare and education. Medical tourism and the dearth in the healthcare system, and the challenge of an instrumental education system that is skill-based and fit for purpose globally remains a major concern. And then weak foreign direct investment inflows. Nigeria's deficient investment framework reflects in the economy's continued reliance on remittances and short-term portfolio flows as major sources of external financing, while foreign direct investment more than doubled to $4.0 billion in 2025, it remains significantly below that of peer African economies like Egypt that achieved $12.22 billion in 2025, underscoring the limited depth of long-term equity capital. Additionally, human capital-driven foreign inflows such as best practice operations service were $9.1 billion in deficit in 2025. Strengthening investment policies and improving the business environment remain critical steps to attracting sustainable foreign direct investment and supporting long-term economic growth. Now we go on to the opportunities for growth. Now that we have highlighted the big wins and the setbacks, what are the opportunities as we reflect on our democratic journey? The challenges become irrelevant without a roadmap for change. So let's look at where the greatest opportunities lie and what it takes to seize them. Reform the electoral system. This has become very important to make it inclusive, transparent, and credible. Because when it's reformed at every level of government, it will truly reflect the will of the people when elections are carried out. It will address voter apathy, and indeed, citizens can hold their government to account. Next is decentralizing and transforming the power sector. This is very important because it will ensure that privatization and reform will translate to efficiency, increased investment, and genuine diversification of our energy sources. Energy experts believe that this cannot be optional, but must be foundational. And then the third, unlocking value from public enterprises and assets. From the federal to state level, using the capital market to improve governance, generate revenue, and build buffers for national investment can only be achieved through unlocking value from our public enterprises and assets. It has become imperative, and we believe that Nigeria must take this opportunity. Achieving a decentralized policing and modernizing the military with advanced surveillance and counterterrorism technology is critical to restoring territorial integrity and addressing our everyday security challenges. Next is deepening the payment system. This is important to achieve true financial and economic inclusion for every Nigerian, no matter where they live. Number 6 is unlocking Nigeria's natural resource capital and creative economy through enabling consistent investor-friendly policies. This is very important for productivity. Number 7 is investing in healthcare infrastructure and a robust health insurance system, alongside an education system that is genuinely inclusive and fit for purpose for the country. Number 8 is even critical and pivotal to our sustainability. Strengthening institutions is important because it will entrench accountability across the executive, legislature, and judiciary at every tier of government. Number 9 is deepening insurance, pension, and the capital market penetration to mobilize national savings at scale and also enhance economic inclusion. Number 10 is increasing investment in infrastructure that covers roads, bridges, rails, waterways, and broadband, amongst others. And number 11 is pursuing inclusive economic policies that attract foreign and domestic investments, reduce poverty, accelerate growth, improve household living conditions, and unlocking national productivity. This laid out are the pathway to which we can increase gains from our democratic dispensation. 27 years of democracy, we've had the big wins, but not enough. Nigeria stands at a defining inflection point. As the 2027 general elections are fast approaching, there comes a choice, not just of candidates, but of direction. The country needs a unifying national identity that speaks to ethnic nationality, every geopolitical zone, and every citizen. The opportunities are real, the resources exist. What remains is the collective will from our leaders and from every one of us as citizens to choose accountability over impunity, inclusion over exclusion, and long-term nation building over short-term gain. As the old aspiration goes in our national anthem, peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. And that'll be all for this edition of the Economy and Politics Conversation. If you want to get further insights on this, visit our website displayed on the screen and follow our social media platforms. Till we come your way again, continue to engage and get invested in Nigeria's future and its pathway to development. I'm Ottoabasi Abasiekong. Thank you for watching and bye for now.